Welcome to another adventure with Getting Lost. We are actually along Crawford Street, and in front of us is actually the Crawford Bridge. Yes, and from here we're going to head down along Rochor to explore the Rochor River. Let's get going. Welcome back. We are actually along Crawford Street and we are on the Kallang Riverside Park. In the past, we had actually explored this area. Well, not exactly this area here, but the area across the river. The other part of the Kallang Riverside Park. And we have also walked down from the source of the Kallang River all the way to the mouth of the river. And that's the Kallang River over there. And also Merdeka Bridge and the Sports Hub in the distance. So what are we going to do this time? We are going to actually follow the Rochor River. Here at the mouth of the river, we're going to follow the Rochor River upstream as far as we can, up all the way up until whatever happens up there. I don't know, but we'll find out as we get there. So we're going to keep walking along the Rochor River and avoiding coconuts as we walk past these coconut trees. I know I have a hard head, but coconuts are harder than my head. So if there was ever a competition between coconuts and my head, the coconuts would win, unfortunately. So we're going to continue walking along the park, heading that direction. And across the street, you notice there's actually a lot of construction going on. The area of the construction is actually the old, or it was the location of the old Kallang gas refinery. But that place has long gone, and the land that it stood on, which was actually just barren land, now they are going to do something to the land. Maybe another park or whatever happens there, I do not know, but when it's completed, we will come back and have a look. But at the moment, as you can see, this area here, lots and lots of condominiums going up. It's a very valuable location, and we're going to keep walking along the Rochor River, and the Rochor River actually runs under the Crawford Bridge, so we also have to get to that direction over there. Walking along the river, we can actually go through the tunnel over here. Let's magically get underneath this tunnel. Yes, the tunnel. It's very useful sometimes when they actually build this type of tunnels under busy roads, so you don't have to actually cross the road by disrupting traffic. And it's also cooling too. So this is Crawford Bridge, and from here you can actually see the river. One thing good is that this part of the river, they actually have renovated this riverside already, so we can actually just keep walking along here and enjoy the area. Whereas some locations, especially now, they are actually doing a lot of renovation, so we cannot actually walk or see how it looks like. But here, this is the Rochor River flowing down here. And towards my right is actually the Immigration Checkpoint Authority, or the ICA. And on this side here, where we have crossed underneath the tunnel, is actually closer to the North Bridge Road. And actually on my left here is actually the North Bridge Road Market and Food Center. We've actually visited this food center before. And also nearby is the famous Hill Street Tai Hwa pork noodle, which they actually have 1 Michelin star. Yes, so nearby to this place, there's 2 interesting places, food-wise. And there's also lots of HDB flats here, and this is the North Bridge Road Food Center. We have visited here before. I actually did a food adventure here. We ate some nice lor mee. They also have some wonton noodles and a few other dishes. So if you want to know more, I will put the link in the description down below, and also at the end of this video here, you can actually click on the link. But before that, let's enjoy some water, river water. One thing good is they actually built some platforms for people to actually do fishing at the riverside. And we'll just keep walking. This bridge is actually quite useful because a lot of people use this bridge to cross from the MRT station, which is Lavender MRT station, to North Bridge Road. So we're just going to continue walking. And in front of us, there's actually a bridge. And this bridge is very interesting in the sense that this bridge actually marks the end of Victoria Street and the beginning of Kallang Street. Oh, sorry, Kallang Road, not street, road. So the river actually runs under this bridge. And over on my right is the ICA, or the Immigrations and Checkpoint Authority. So the flats here, the HDB flats here, are quite old, but very central location. Central to food, central to the city. You are actually within the city area, city business district area, near to Bugis. And over there are newer flats, or newer HDB flats. And so we are heading towards the bridge now. So the river, Rochor River, runs under the bridge. And like I said earlier, this bridge actually marks the end of Victoria Street and the beginning of Kallang Road. And we will need to get across the road to follow the river. So the river actually flows under here. On this side here, there's the newer HDB flats we saw earlier, the tall ones. Actually, it's quite nice if you're actually living right by the riverside. Very picturesque, especially if you have a high unit on a high floor. And we'll continue walking. And on my left is actually the Hotel Boss, which is a hotel. Hotel Boss is actually a business hotel, so the rooms there are small, but there are lots of rooms there, so it shouldn't be very difficult for you to get a room at that hotel. And it's also conveniently located near to MRT station, buses, and food areas. And we're actually coming up towards another bridge, and the road here you can see is actually called Side Alwi Road. And if you actually follow this road down to my right, it will bring you all the way to Little India. And on my left here is actually the Masjid Malabar, which is a mosque along Victoria Street. And right behind the mosque is actually a Muslim cemetery. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross the road here and continue following the river down. So this is the Hotel Boss. Down that direction will bring you to Little India. You can also see Mustafa, the famous shopping center, you can call it that. Opens 24 hours. And once we cross the road, this small little wall here, if you look over the wall, you'll notice it's actually a cemetery. Yes, so the cemetery is actually on this little small little plot of land and the plot of land next to it. So this is the crossing, this is the bridge, the Rochor River, and we're going to keep following the river down that direction. And interestingly, the name of the road that we are on now is actually the Rochor Canal Road, and then, like I said, the Muslim cemetery. So we were actually over there earlier, and now we're actually walking down along the river, and there's also some HDB flats here. These are the HDB flats along Sungai Road. Sungai Road, Sungai is actually a Malay word for river, so it's actually called the River Road. So we just go follow the river. So the River Road actually named after the Rochor River, and you're just going to continue walking along here. But what I'm going to try is, maybe I'm going to try to actually cross the river at this bridge here, to go to that side. And over there, one of the blocks there is there's the famous Sungai Road Laksa. A very famous place to eat laksa. If you like laksa, that's the place that you should go to try laksa. And this is the Rochor River, one of the previously busy rivers in Singapore, now a quiet recreational area location along here. So like I said, if you have a HDB flat here, you have a very nice view of the river. And unfortunately, this brings us to the end of this part of our adventure here along the Rochor River. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far. If you want to see more, just join me next week as I release another video about the river as I continue my journey down the Rochor River. I hope you enjoy what you see so far. Please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and also subscribing to my channel. And lastly, but the most important thing, the thing that you have to do is to join me for my next adventure along the Rochor River. This river here, as you can see. So come back, watch the next video. Bye bye.